This question is for everybody. And one of the things that we keep hearing in the committee is employers are telling us how reluctant they are to expand their companies or hire workers, until there's some sort of certainty out there about what the future holds. And I'm specifically interested, if you have your own company or if you want to speak on behalf of your association, have you frozen your business decisions at this point because of the uncertainty? And if you could also give me one thing or two things that your government policies right now that have you more concerned about the economic recovery than anything else. We'll start with Mr. Buddington.
I have been with the same company straight out of college, started here in customer service. I was hired during a recession, had some times of prosperity. I took over as CEO during a recession, and now I'm the principal majority owner in a new recession. So in my experiences, every recession is different, but it's very hard to put this recession in perspective, but this one seems very different. It seems longer. It seems to affect a broader group of our clients that we depend on grabbing our revenue from. And I will say that in 2001, I was really focused on changing the business model and how we would invest to make the business model work to that new model. In this recession, we have a moving surface that we're standing on. I mean, the economy, there's a lot of uncertainty. I mean, if I look at Yahoo Finance today, there's going to be 10 different opinions on where the Dow is going to go and how the economy is going to improve or fall off a cliff. And for a business owner, I don't understand what the answer is to where we are going. And that level of uncertainty is hard for me to make decisions. Every piece of debt that I bring into my company, I personally guarantee with my home, with my children's college funds and my 401k. Having a lack of certainty in the business climate is something that I'm used to. But from the government climate, from where I see the government's approach, there's a lot of pressure on taxation. There's a lot of pressure on the rules of how this would work. I mean, my investments are under $800,000 for Section 179. Well, what if they go over that? Depreciation gets extended, but I don't have a long-term plan on how this depreciation should work in my business. An understanding of how some assets that we purchase in this new economy are going to change much faster than the depreciation schedules allows us to, and we seem to defer those decisions down the road. That uncertainty, for me, complicates the uncertainty that I'm already navigating through in this economy.
Well, Mr. Graves, I would begin by saying I agree 100% with your opening remark that we don't have a tax problem. We do have a spending problem. And like all of us up here are small businesses, I believe the best thing that government can do for any of us is to curb government spending and to allow us all to keep more of our own money to spend in the economy. A tax credit to me for hiring a new employee is not going to prompt me to hire a new employee. Increased demand for my goods and services will prompt me to hire employees, and that's the only thing that will prompt me to hire employees. I've postponed the purchase of vehicles recently because of the downturn in the economy and the uncertainty as to how many employees I'm going to have. One of the reasons I postponed that decision is I reduced the number of employees and I parked vehicles that would normally have been used. I have a lot of uncertainty about health care. Every day I read something else about another provision of the health care law that seemed to be unknowns to us before that is coming. I'm worried about taxes. I'm very worried about estate taxes. The death of George Steinbrenner, they pointed out today that the family there saved $500 million because he died this year instead of next year or last year. And I think that's a horrible thing for anyone who owns his own business to have to try and predict how the business will continue in the event of the majority shareholder's death. What will have to be done? Will the business have to be sold in order to pay the estate taxes in 9 months or else? Perhaps that's something that Congress could look at and give us some flexibility in how those estate taxes are paid. I still have a hard problem realizing or understanding how Congress believes or the government believes that death is a taxable event. And like Mr. Buddington, I have a lack of confidence right now in what government's doing to help small business and help restore confidence in what's going on. I read increasingly of a lot of taxpayer, voter lack of confidence in government's ability to get us out of this. And when people read that, it just reinforces the thought process that they shouldn't be spending money right now, and that maybe they should hang on to what they got. I read something yesterday, last week, that said that our stock market performance is mirroring exactly what it did after the Great Depression when we double dipped. and I actually thought about, should I take my money out of my 401k and put it into a more secure investment than leaving it in the stock market, which is exactly what we shouldn't be thinking or doing, but that's what we're hearing.
Mr. Vandermolen.
Yeah, thank you for the question.